Hello. Okay, so it's been a little minute since I made a video. I've been really busy moving or getting ready to move, as you might be able to see here, the background. I'm currently moving out of my apartment and I'm going to be moving to my dad's house about 60 miles away and about 30 miles from civilization. I'm doing this because it felt like the right move at the time. I don't know if it will be. I don't know if it's the right decision, but it felt right when I made the decision to do this. And I made this decision because I'm still like freelance photographer and everything, and to be honest, it's really hard doing that, especially with someone who kind of has like ADD and like is a little like kind of scatterbrained, like all over the place, and I'm not very organized because of that, because it's just hard to put thoughts in order sometimes, and it's hard not to think of 1,000 things at once instead of one thing, for 1,000 seconds, which isn't that long, but it's still hard. So it's been hard making money. I'm making enough money, but it's hard, especially starting out. Like, I'm still so new to this, so it's been hard to make an amount where paying. Sorry, my phone did a notification. It's hard to make in a certain amount of money where it makes sense to pay as much rent as I do, which isn't a ton, but it is, more than I would be paying living at my dad's. And if you're someone who watches like any like kind of motivational speakers or something, like Gary Vaynerchuk, he's very adamant about living at home, and paying your dues, putting all into your work. And I'm a big believer in that. I just kind of lived in this apartment because it's close to things, it's close to friends, it's close to family. I'm like a mile from the beach. It's been amazing, and I'm gonna miss it a ton. But yeah, so my first thought is about moving, and like, is that the right decision? I don't know if it's the right decision. I hope it is, or I at least hope it leads me to the right decision. And I think I'd be more excited about it, and I'd feel better about it if it wasn't so far. Like, I'm leaving all my friends, I'm leaving my best friend, and I'm moving away from family and stuff. So it's gonna be kind of rough, and it's out in the boonies where there's no service basically for your phone, and there's no stores, there's hardly any neighbors. It's literally just out there, and you'll see it in probably the next video. I'll do like a house tour or something. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I want to level out, how maybe you feel like you make decisions but they're not the best idea, or you're not sure if they're gonna be the best idea. I don't know, sometimes you just have to roll with it and go, and that's what I'm doing. I don't know what my heart is saying or what my gut's saying. I just know I'm moving because I put in my 30 days and here we go, we're out, so we're stuck with it for now. Something else I've been dealing with for a few months now, I think, is just kind of like being like romantically kind of lonely. I've put off relationships for like a year, and I'm going strong, and I'm probably going to put them off a little bit longer, but you do get kind of tired of being just by yourself. You get tired of kind of having to be, your own hype man all the time. You get tired of being just your own support system. But I think it's a great skill to have. I think it's amazing, and I think for the first time in my whole life I've been able to be my own support system, which is, it's awesome, because that's almost like a superpower. I feel like people, at least in my generation, the like millennial generation, we date so much that I feel like a lot of us might not have the most strong foundation. And so for me, by being single, that's why I've been trying to boost up, is my foundation as a person. And I'm sorry this vlog is so long and so talky, but I just wanted to get this out there. This is mainly for me. This is me talking, to you, and maybe one of the, 100 viewers that watches this, and maybe 1 out of 10 people who actually finish this video will find it helpful. And I know that when someone talks about what they're going through, it can be really helpful for me to kind of understand, you know, that I'm not alone, that not everyone has their shit figured out. Because I definitely don't, and I don't think anyone does. So yeah, moving to a new place, being unsure about it, being kind of lonely. What else has been going on? This Vlogtober challenge, I made 3 videos when I wanted to make 12. But I'm not mad at myself for that, because I made 3 videos, and that's 3 more than I've made in the last 6 months. And that feels amazing. That feels so good to have done that. And like the reception of the work that I've put out has been awesome. It's been amazing. It's honestly, it's humbling knowing that people care about what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how I do things. And that kind of brings me into the next thing, and this whole video is kind of about doubts right now, and that I don't know what I'm doing. What is all of this? This last one is about, you know, is pursuing photography the right thing? I think it is. I think it's a great way I've connected with people and met people, and I feel amazing about it. But I don't know, and it's not that the shine's wearing off or anything, but I think it's because, you know, all of my attention's on it. It's hard to catch any kind of like break away from it, and that's okay. I think I just need like a mental recharge, and I need to feel like I'm making, you know, enough money that I can have creative fun with it, because it's been my creative outlet. It hasn't been my job for most of my time spent taking pictures. And the last thing I want to talk about is, you know, future goals and plans for me, and these I can almost guarantee 100% will change, and they, you know, either will completely morph into new things, or they'll evaporate, or they're just too big of ideas to execute upon where I'm at in life. But one thing I'm thinking of doing is moving to Los Angeles, and I guess for me, why I would consider even doing that, because I don't like LA. I kind of hate LA. I just don't like traffic, and I love genuine people, and I've heard it's very hard to find, you know, your tribe there. But I just feel like that might be the right decision career-wise, even if it's like for a year or for 2 years, you know. Who knows what will happen? Who knows who I would meet? But it's scary. It's so scary. I'm at this point in my life where, like, you know, I don't have, you know, a girlfriend. I don't have, you know, like kids or anything. I don't have a mortgage to pay off. I don't have student loan debt. I have like a little bit of debt, but it's not bad. And there's so much freedom that it's hard to know where you're supposed to go. There's no atlas for me, I feel like. And I want to bring it back to that photography topic, is something that I was talking to my friend Ali about the other night. He's kind of like, you know, like what is your goal? And my answer was super vague, because it's hard to answer that, you know, in like a 5-year or like a 10-year thing. And like my general answer was just like, I want to be able to tell stories in any format that I want, and have that be received, and be able to influence people and spread awareness about things. And that's things I mean, like you know, like charities, or like if there's a national disaster, or just like mental health topics, or just anything, you know, like telling stories about things that will make change, because that's super important. And I described that all to her. You know, I was like, what a terrible answer, because I didn't give her a title of what I should be or what I'm going for. And then I realized that that's because there's this huge stigma around being an influencer. Like the word influencer, I feel like it has a stigma because it's like, oh, you're an influencer. Like, if you're an influencer, influence me. Don't tell me you're an influencer. But I think that's something that we're gonna have to, you know, kill. The idea that people can't call themselves influencers, because my entire life, from, you know, music to writing to photography to YouTube now, I realized that in me, I've just always wanted to influence people. And I don't mean, you know, to be like me or anything, but I not even influence, but it, like, kind of inspire or invigorate something in people. And I guess that kind of is influential. That is being an influencer. And I think that in 30 years, when I'm 54, holy shit, I want to be known as, you know, I don't have to be the biggest, I don't have to be the most well known, but I do want to be an influencer. And I want that to be, you know, somehow lucrative. I don't know how it will be, but I want to be known for me. And I think that hopefully moving to my dad's and saving money and maybe going to LA and doing this video shit and, you know, grinding away at photography and writing and music, I hope that it leads me to a place where I can, you know, do whatever project I want and have that be received by a mass of people, instead of just kind of being spread thin, like having a music project and like no one knowing about that, and having photography and some people knowing about that, and having a YouTube and like kind of some people know about that. No, I want it to all be together, and I want it to be me, because this is me. It's me sharing. And, you know, my whole life I promise to share whatever I can that I think is useful or relatable or beautiful with people or funny. Yeah, so I'm moving. I'm scared about it. Kind of lonely because I don't have someone, but that's totally fine because that might change. Who knows? I'm not in a rush. Moving to LA, possibly. Photography, is it for me? Yeah, it is. And I guess I want to be an influencer. Okay, that was a long video, but I feel good after that. I had to get all that out there because I don't have anyone to talk to right now. You can tell. I have this whole apartment to myself at the moment. Just moving out. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, if not, I'll probably watch it back just to kind of recap my goals and whatnot. And, you know, like I said, shit changes. Maybe none of this will happen. But if you are watching right now, let me know kind of what you're going through and what are the big decisions that you're dealing with right now. And yeah, I'd love to talk about that because it's nice to not feel alone in your confusion about, you know, life decisions. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be a lot more lighthearted. Okay, bye.